Man, Draeguy, what's good, y'all? I am back, and I'm here to show you my deck that I chose to bring to 2025 World Championship Qualifier, aka Nats. And I decided to bring my Dragon Ruler deck. Didn't really have much practice, but I said, F it, we ball, let's just go and do it. And I did quite well. Round 9, I had 16 points. I was one duel away from going to day 2 with 19 points. I was the only Dragon Ruler duelist who legit had a chance to make day 2 with 19 points. I finished top 20% out of almost 3,000 duelists. I believe my place was like 550. And the person who beat me, Connor, he's actually in its picture. That's the funny thing about it. He ended up going, I think he made 266 place. And if I would have beat him, I would have been 267. He finished with 20 points. I would have finished with 19, which I believe it was only like 5 duelists with 19 points. I would have been in that 5 duelist pool, but it is what it is. Let's get to the deck list. Of course, we got this lovely mat, these sleeves, coins, all of that mumbo jumbo, but y'all not here for that. Let's get it in. So I built my deck, hard going second, blind second. Didn't matter the deck. I know it's going to be light and darks in the format, so I built my deck to go towards those decks, such as Lunar Light, Malice, Orcus, Fiendsmith, Blue Eyes, Mitsurugi variants. It didn't matter. I decided to go with 21 hand traps, and the deck was geared towards breaking those boards and winning. And let's go with the main deck. Of course, we got the 3 Mo Charmies, and I ran 3 of each. Decided to go with all 3 just to give me the best chance of drawing. At the very least, it's an upstart. And these cards obviously makes your opponent plays weird. And by me going blind second, every time they drew their Mo Charmies, it was bricks. It was dead cards in their hands. The other hand traps I ran was 3 Droll, 3 Nib, 3 Ash, 1 of each Bestial, Druid Swan, Baldrake, Magnemite. And that equals 21 hand traps. I felt as though these were the best hand traps to give me a chance to make the board as weak as possible so I can break it and win. Baldrake came in clutch. Shout out to him. He won my, I think, round 7 against Mitsu Rizal. He was just super clutch. And you already know what everything else does. And for my main deck, I ran Flickers, of course, Goated. And I ran 2 of the mamas, 2 of the babies of each Dragon Rulers. Felt as though this was the perfect ratio. I always wanted to see a baby ruler in every single hand I had, and had running 2 was the best ratios. Like in some cases, you can even run 2 babies and 1 mama ruler, and it will work out. The babies just get you extension past Droll, past Lancia, forces out Ash. It makes your opponent have to react to the body. Otherwise, you can link off, you can exceed, you can do synchro plays, you can do a multitude of plays. And the baby rulers are key. And with my results this weekend, like I said, I was the only Dragon Ruler duelist who went the furthest. Nobody was close to making day 2. I was legit round 9 away from making day 2 with this build. So do what you want with that information. Either way, I think 2 of the baby rulers is the best way to go. And then finishing out my deck, of course, is the 10-pop package, 1 each, Chandra, Pydra, Fadra. You only need 1 Pydra because you're only searching out 1 and 2 spell cards, the quick play and the field spell. And you don't need to run 3 because, again, Dora is actually the key to the deck. And with the 2 Genrokus, just playing numbers, of course. You don't want to see it in your hand. You need at least 1 in the deck to guarantee a OTK. 3 Doors, best normal summon in the game for this deck at least. It just gives you 1 Door can get you full combo to go into any of the Dragon Exceed plays, Synchro plays. It can play through Draw, it can play through Lancia. This is how you beat hand traps. It sucks up Ash so you can use your flickers. Just super clutch. And then I decided to go 51 cards. That grass looks greener. It's just a card that, like, if I think they have Ash, I can use this to force it out. It's just a clutch card because if they don't stop it, I typically mill about 20 cards because remember, they went first. So they ran through their deck searching and special summoning and drawing. So they're probably going to end with 20 something in their deck. And that's when the grass look greener comes in clutch because at that point, it doesn't matter what's in my hand. They just lose with the resources that I milled in my graveyard. And it's only 3 spells, so I'm milling mostly monsters. And for my extra deck, I have, of course, one Disaster. He's clutch. I think I summoned him twice, and it was against, I believe, a Blue Eyes Duelist. Just removed all these resources. He never stood a chance. And the Blue Eyes, fun fact, the Blue Eyes deck doesn't have a way to out him. So even on turn 1, I can turbo him, and they literally legit just lose. They have nothing that can get over 4,600. Fun fact. Of course, Eclipse, Chasma, come in clutch. You know what they do. They do things. A lot of people don't even know what Eclipse does. So against a Malice player, I summoned this first, knowing that they had their GWC or the TW or TB, whatever. And knowing that, like, that was their way to, like, start comboing, I summoned this first, and that pretty much won the game for me because they couldn't use that trap. Flare Metal for time. Dark Worm Dragon of Annihilation. Clutch. This is the best rank 7 in the deck outside of Chasma. It just forces interactions. Like the fact that I can use the effect an infinite amount of times as long as I got materials. If they don't imperm Veiler, or, you know, banish it, pop it, get it off the field, I'm just going to keep detaching and popping cards on the field. I prefer to run 2, but I only have 1 this weekend, so it is what it is. And then for the Synchro package, 2 Bidents, Transcendent, Trident, Goat, Black Rose. Do with that information as you must. You can technically run 1 Bident and swap that out for anything that you deem necessary, like an SP Knight, Black Luster Soldier, the Link 3 one. It's a few other options you can run. I personally would run a second Dark Worm. You can run Draco Sack, but yeah. And then rounding it out, Seals, of course, Princess, of course, Hida, and then Amaraj. The Amaraj Hida OTK did come in clutch once, knowing that I had to out-resource them, and this was my last play going into Amaraj/Hida, and then the 10-pot combo was full combo during the battle phase. Look at my other videos if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'll link it down below in the description. But yeah, Hida can go full 10-pot combo and it just wins. For the side deck, I decided to go with a few clutch cards. Decided to go heavy Bestial package. So another Baldrake saw in there. These cards are good against Mitsu, Raizu, because whenever they use prayers to tribute their boss monster and try to revive them, boom, I banish it right then and there, and they lose all that resource because I plan on winning that turn. So yeah, I also went with, of course, 3 Lancias, self-explanatory. 3 Spooky Ghost Girls, self-explanatory, good in time, good for making your opponent second guess and think. And then my clutch card, of course, Heat Wave. Shout out to the other Dragon Roller duelists who listened to me and decided to run Heat Wave. It just wins games. It's a turn skip. Harpies, and then I decided to go with 3 Draegos. Draego alone destroys half the meta, over half the meta, honestly. It's a 1900 beater. So in the past, we would run 1 just because we can summon it with seals, or we can use Chasma to dump and revive. I didn't like that. I wanted to have a guaranteed way to know that if I summon this card, they lose on the spot. It's a turn skip. If they don't have Imperm and open the hand, which I'm probably going to bait out Imperm anyway on my turn if I go first, game 2 or 3. If I summon this, they lose. Again, shout out to Connor. I had him dead to rights round 9. I was about to win. I had the perfect hand. I summoned Kokimiru Draego. And with Draco, I had Chasma next to Draego. I had Ash in hand. I had everything going for me. He was literally about to give up, but he was like, let me see what I draw. And he drew Malice in the Mirror, his only out in the entire Malice deck that can negate Draeguy so he can play the game. And then he proceeded to win from there. He had talent, it just snowballed. You know what it is. But yeah, Draeguy clutch. I think 3 was necessary for this Nationals. Moving forward because of K9 and Vanquish Soul and maybe the Yummies. Draeguy at 3 might come in clutch against Yummies. And I think Dragon Tail or Draco Tail is Earth, so I don't think Draeguy would be needed at 3, but it was certainly clutch. If it's going to be a light and dark format, definitely 3 is needed because you always want to see it as that contingency. Like, all right, they stopped my plays, but what can you do when I normal summon this? And you got to look at it. Overall, deck was clutch. Like I said, I ended with 16 points, round 9. Had a chance to go day 2 with 19 points. You needed 19 points, not 18 points. I know a few people thought that they was going to be able to sneak in, but it said 256 or 19 points minimum, whichever one is higher. And I will link in the description down below all the 19 points. I think it was 5 people who had 19 points who was able to make day 2. And I would have been one of them. But it is what it is. Fun event. Shout out to all the people who I saw there. All the duelists who came up and said, hey. Shout out to Chris, my fellow Dragon Ruler duelist, and everybody in the Dragon Ruler group. And my Buster Blader players, shout out to y'all. But yeah, if y'all got any questions, be sure to comment down below and like and subscribe if you haven't already. I got a new version of the deck that I'll be using in the upcoming formats with K9. Oh, it's going to be super spicy. And Drago Tails, because I love dragons. So yeah, I catch you on the flip side. Peace.